I have chosen the trigger, betrayed by a best friend. I was once a hopeful and hard-working man, filled with dreams and aspirations, surrounded by the people I thought I could trust the most. My best friend Jake and I were inseparable. We shared everything from childhood secrets to adult ambitions, both dreaming of building a successful startup together. I invested my time, my energy, and my very soul into this partnership, believing that our bond was unbreakable. We spent late nights brainstorming ideas, celebrating small victories, and lifting each other during tough times. I confided in him about my fears and insecurities, believing that I could always rely on him to have my back. But life has a cruel way of turning friendships into ashes, and the betrayal struck like a lightning bolt, shattering my entire world. It started with whispers in the office. There were rumors about Jake pitching our startup idea to a venture capitalist behind my back. I dismissed them at first, convincing myself that they were just jealous of our bond. Then came the day when he called me into his office, faking concern for my well-being, and told me he was offered a job at a competing firm. The way he smiled while saying it made my skin crawl. I felt the ground shift beneath me. Jake had sold me out, taking our dreams and ambitions and tossing them aside for a shot at a quick payday. I was shattered, feeling like a fool for trusting someone who had only ever been waiting for the right moment to strike. The pain was raw, a gaping wound that seemed impossible to heal. I had poured everything into this venture, and now it was crumbling like sand slipping through my fingers. I spent sleepless nights in a haze of confusion, anger, and betrayal. I could not eat, could not think, and could not escape the reality that someone I once considered a brother had turned into my worst enemy. I felt humiliated, and the ache of betrayal festered inside me like a poison. But in the depths of that darkness, something began to change. I realized that I could not allow this betrayal to define me. I needed to reclaim my power and turn my pain into purpose. Slowly, I began to rebuild myself. I dove into research, studying the startup market and dissecting every failure and success around me. My mind became a steel trap, absorbing knowledge like a sponge. I connected with other entrepreneurs, formed new alliances, and discovered mentors who saw potential in me that I had never recognized in myself. I attended workshops, networking events, and joined online forums, all while maintaining a facade of normalcy. I was not going to let Jake see me crumble. The smells of coffee and fresh pastries at networking events filled my senses, mixing with the electric buzz of potential and ambition. I listened carefully, watched closely, and learned how to navigate this new landscape. The noise around me became a symphony of opportunities, while my quiet rage simmered beneath the surface, fueling my determination. I crafted a plan that would allow me to reclaim my dreams and teach Jake a lesson he would never forget. I worked late into the night, my fingers dancing over the keyboard, creating a business model that would outshine our original idea. I poured my heart and soul into it, infusing it with the lessons I had learned from my past mistakes. I was building something new, something better, and it felt electric. The moment finally arrived when I had my chance to strike back. It was during a local pitch competition, and I had secured a spot to present my new startup idea to a panel of investors. The room was packed, and the air was thick with anticipation. As I took the stage, my heart raced, a mixture of fear and adrenaline coursing through my veins. I locked eyes with Jake, who sat smugly in the audience, unaware of the storm brewing inside me. I began my presentation, articulating my vision with clarity and passion. I could feel the energy shift in the room, the audience hanging on my every word. Then came the moment of truth. I revealed a crucial detail about the product, one that was born from the very idea Jake had betrayed me over. I watched as the realization dawned on his face. The shock was palpable. I could see it in his eyes. The betrayal he had inflicted on me had come back to haunt him. The investors leaned forward, intrigued, captivated by my story and my vision. I continued, painting a picture of a successful future, one that Jake had never believed would be possible. As I wrapped up my pitch, the applause erupted, washing over me like a wave of validation. In that electric moment, I had not only exposed Jake's betrayal, but had also forged my path to redemption. The following weeks were a whirlwind of opportunities. I secured funding, built a team that believed in the vision, and soon my startup began to flourish. The taste of success was sweet, a revenge served cold that left a lingering satisfaction. I had transformed my pain into a powerful catalyst for change. But I did not stop there. I began to use my experiences to help others who had faced similar betrayals. I started a foundation dedicated to empowering individuals who had been wronged, providing resources and mentorship to help them reclaim their lives. I wrote a best-selling book, sharing my journey, the lessons I had learned, and the importance of resilience in the face of betrayal. I became a mentor, guiding others through the treacherous waters of betrayal and teaching them how to rise from the ashes. My story resonated with many, and the foundation grew, helping countless individuals find their voice and strength in their darkest moments. The process was a healing journey, allowing me to turn my anger into compassion and my betrayal into hope. As I stood on stage at a charity event, surrounded by those I had helped, I felt a deep sense of fulfillment. I was no longer defined by Jake's betrayal. I had rewritten my narrative and turned my pain into purpose. I had transformed my life, and in doing so, I had learned that true power lies not in revenge, but in rising above and helping others along the way. If this story moved you, like, share, and subscribe to this channel.